This is Mayan Janji here, and we are the chart item which you're seeing is the Infosys ADR. So Infosys share, that means Infosys share listed on the US stock market, which is NYSE here. What we see on Friday was rather very interesting. If you see this is a 15-minute chart though, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. So in span of 90 minutes, the Infosys ADR went up from 20 to $30, which so total change was 43%, within a span of those, around 45 minutes. The the stock had to the trading the stock stopped two times in the same period. That's NYSE regulation or the filters that they applied on stock. But finally, when the news came that it's a short squeeze, and earlier the speculation was that it could be because of Indo-US trade deal, and somebody talking about somebody is buying, I mean, taking over the Infosys company. Some big IT giant from US is being taken over Infosys company. So these speculation led to this particular rise. But as the news came that it's all about short squeeze. Now, now what is short squeeze? I will explain to you. But a massive short squeeze resulted in this kind of change. Now, what is short squeeze? In Indian market, you have to basically, own the stock before you sell them. So you cannot sell the stock without owning them, and whenever you sell, within 2 days you have to give the stock, to the broker, and then broker gives it to the buyer. In US, this is a little more flexible. The settlement periods sometimes are longer, and there are provisions through which you can defer the uh, this payout to the buyer, and because of which you can sustain your short position for some more time. So it's rumor that close to I think 50 or 5 some big figure 50 million USD. This kind of position was on the short side, and somebody to squeeze the short sale. That means how you will squeeze the short seller. I mean that you force the short seller to cover their position. That means to buy back the stocks which they have sold. How do you force them? Well, if you can have the capability to increase the stock price. So what happens is that stocks start going up, you are short on the market, so you have to pay the notional loss to the broker because he will ask for you for the money. I mean on the position which you're having loss. For example, you sell let's suppose 100 shares at a rate of 10 rupees. So you are short. This share goes up to 20 rupees. So now you have a notional loss of minus 100 into 10, which is minus 1000. So broker will ask you to pay this 1000 rupees. If you don't own them, the only option is what we use is to go and buy back, buy back these 100 shares. And when you put the order for buying the share, it will further increase the pressure on the stock on the upside because like others, your additional buy requirement, come on the stock, which lead, to the higher stock price because you will be forced to buy at the higher prices, to close the position. So this is what happened over there. So a massive 50 million USD position was there, which you attempted to cover, which he had to the trader or the guy who has sold it had to cover, and because of it, this sharp skype happened in the stock. So somebody played with that guy. He must be having more money, so he push up the price here or maybe here, and that's when his own limit come where he was incapable of paying the losses to the broker. He also had to go and buy the stock. And when the short seller turned into buyer, it further pushed the prices up and finally touched the high of 30 USD. However, there is one more thing. Still the stock closed up by 5% on that given day. But then it is not confined to this. So other stocks, I'll show you some of them. The other stocks, like Wipro was up by 7%. HDFC Bank was up by 2%. Reliance was up by 1.5%. So lot of stocks, have had gone up. And when I look into their charts, it is there's no spike. There's a spike, but there's no fall. Like in first, if you see that it went up and then it went cool down and moved that line. Here, if you see, it went up and sustained over there and finally closing the price higher. So that means there's some news. There's something happening in the Indian stocks listed overseas. Something happened over there, and that's why GIFT Nifty is closed by 140 points on Friday evening, Friday night US timings. And I personally feel it may go further up from here. It may probably 240, 340. I don't know. Let's see tomorrow. And that I'll cover in my Nifty analysis video. But yes, this is what happened in the Infosys stock on Friday, and other Indian ADRs also behaved on the positive side, and that too with a little higher percentage change numbers. So watch out for this, and watch out for these stocks tomorrow in the Indian market. And I hope you understand what's the meaning of short sellers, short squeeze. And if you have any queries on that, you can be asking in the comment section. I'll happy to respond. So with this, thank you very much. Have a good day.